Yes, welcome back to the South Australian Sports Show. Very special guest, Liam Beckwith's come in. He's in the middle of exam study and all that, but he wants to talk about SAPSASA and his time with them. Hey, Liam, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
Mate, a lot of swimming's gone on for you in the last 18 months or so, and we'll get to the SAPSASA and all that in a minute, but I want to know, trying to fit your training in around study, how difficult's that been for you?
It's been super difficult. Having to get up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to train before school has been hard enough. And then getting out of school and having to get changed and go straight back to the pool again hasn't been any easier. But it reaps the rewards at the end, so it's quite worth it.
All right, mate. You competed at the Paralympic Games in Rio in 2016.
I did.
Now you're going to be South Australian captain for the Pacific School Games here in December. Yeah. Are you planning on taking a break anytime soon?
I can't take a break because my goal is to be world champion in 2020. So I feel like if I keep training and let my competitors take a break, the quicker I'll catch up, and that'll be mine.
So you're working on the Daly Thompson, who is an amazing decathlete. The day I'm training and someone else isn't, that's my edge. Mate, let's talk about Rio just for a minute. 2016, fourth in the 100-metre breaststroke. 400 metres you're in freestyle, 100 metres backstroke, 200 metres individual medley. Yeah. If we're looking at that, we're saying breaststroke is clearly the event you like.
Definitely.
Which one's the worst? The hardest?
The 400 free, definitely, just for the distance, just purely the distance.
All right, most runners say to the 300 metre mark of 400 metres, they start getting lactic. At about 350, they feel like their lips falling down under their chin. What is it for a swimmer?
Probably be around the 200 metre mark. I think the 200 metres is a sprint, the 400 metres is quite a lot of pace. So for a sprinter like me, getting to the 200 metre mark is where it starts to hurt.
Where does it hurt the most?
For freestyle, definitely the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades start to really hurt. The lactic acid really gets in there.
All right. How'd you get involved in swimming?
When I was about 4 or 5 years old, my parents got me into swimming because they believed all of us should learn how to swim, because it's just what's best for everyone in Australia, surrounded by water. So that got me into it. But to pursue my swimming career and competitive swimming, I started to try to beat my older brother, who's 5 years older than me, and that kind of worked. And then I just, kind of picked off.
Mate, you talk about early morning training. What's an average week for you? Get up and go.
My week would be a nice Monday morning kick set, Monday night session, Tuesday morning gym session, a Tuesday night session, a Wednesday morning swim session, a Wednesday night swim session, a Thursday morning swim session, a lovely Thursday night off, a Friday morning swim session, a Friday night swim session with yoga, and then Saturday morning with gym and yoga, gym and swim. Oh,
and you're wondering why your Year 12 studies being a bit difficult for you?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Do you want me to map it out for you? I can explain to you. Hey, you talk about early morning training. Yeah. Are you good at getting up? Firstly, for the viewers, what time do you get up?
5 o'clock on average.
Okay, and you're at the pool by?
5:45.
In the water?
In the water by 6.
Okay, finish at?
7:38.
Okay, then straight to school?
Straight to school.
Okay, then finish school 3:30.
Yep.
Back at the pool?
By 3:45.
Out of the pool?
6.
It's a great living, isn't it?
It's lovely.
You know, it is. Who's the driver? You've got to have a chauffeur.
My mum. She's the designated driver.
She's the designated driver, and they're great, aren't they? Tell me a bit about the Pacific School Games with SAPSASA here in December.
Yep, 3rd to the 9th in December, here in Adelaide.
Yep. How's your training for that?
Quite well, actually. I think having it here in Adelaide and being given the role of captain's quite motivational, and seeing all 4,000 athletes from many international countries and all across Australia, it's going to be massive. I'm really looking forward to it.
Is it an advantage for you swimming at home?
It is. Marion Swimming Pool is where it's going to take place for swimming. Been there quite a lot, and it should be good.
All right, so being the current holder of the Pacific Games record in the 50 and 100, we can just put down gold, no trouble at all there?
I don't think so,
no.
But the way I like to look at it is, if I win it, I win it, and if I don't, then that's just another person I have to beat.
In Rio, you're 4th in the 100-metre breaststroke. Can you remember your time?
Off the top of my head, I believe it was a 1:08, a minute and 8 seconds.
The winner was?
1:04.
Okay, so there's not much in
Not much between us. I think there's 11 plus years between us as well.
What do you reckon you can get to? What's your is there a target for you?
For me, I'd like to be the first multi-class swimmer with my disability to go sub a minute.
All right, let's talk about your disability.
I have a vision impairment, so I'm legally blind. So I have retinitis pigmentosa, which is quite a mouthful. But
it certainly is. Well done.
Leaves me with tunnel vision. So the way I like to describe it is like having a flashlight. So if you shine it in a completely dark room, it creates the circle with the light showing and then a little bit of the blur and then it's pitch black. That's kind of how I see it with a bit of blurry spots in between.
Does it inhibit you in any way with the swimming?
Especially with backstroke, I can't see where the flags are until it's probably too late.
Yep. If it's any comfort for you when I backstroke, always banged into the wall.
Oh,
and my vision's
it's not just
so
me
it's got
then.
nothing to do with vision.
I can't see where the other competitors are most of the time, so I can't really go off them
So
for
you
speed.
technically race against yourself.
Yeah, when people say they put the curtains up and you focus on their race, I quite do that quite literally.
Yeah,
So.
okay. Mate, I've always admired, when I was at the Institute, I was there for 10 years, so we spent a lot of time, the basketballers and the swimmers were really close, spent time together. Go and watch them train. I'm always amazed how they can go up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm thinking for us, we can have a conversation, we're shooting and, you know, there's stuff going on. Does it ever get to the boredom stage? Or what's going through your mind when that repetition of up and back, wall to wall in the water, what's happening there?
Quite a lot, actually. I think I can...
If your mum's watching, you can say, I'm thinking about my assignment.
Oh, definitely. Vouch for most swimmers here. Usually it's what you're going to eat after the session. It's kind of thinking of, oh, what did I see last in the pantry? Or what are we going to have for dinner? Or how long till the set's finished and stuff like that.
What's your longest set?
I think one of the longest sets we do would probably be about a 2-kilometre time trial.
That is a long set.
It's really long.
Yeah. So can you stay focused in that time? What are you focused on, rhythm or
more like counting how long you have to go, and then probably like your breathing patterns and thinking about how sore you are and how much you hate swimming, and then you touch the wall and you're like, I love swimming, I'm so proud I did that.
It's all good. You know, the other thing I noticed, Bill Sweetenham was the coach when I was involved, because he's one of the best swimming coaches in the world. He had a whiteboard that had up exactly what the training was.
Oh, yeah.
And the guys, girls and guys, I just call them all guys, they'd hit the water and off they'd go.
Yeah.
And then they'd stop, get out, and they'd have a 20-second talk.
Yep.
They'd have a quick look at the board and they're back at it again. Is that pretty similar still?
Pretty much. Get to the pool, you look at the board, find out what the warm-up is, jump in, do it, hop out, look at what the main set is and jump back in the pool again and finish that.
But how'd you get involved in SAPSASA? Because clearly you're an Olympian, so you kind of look at SAPSASA, you'd have every right to go, and some athletes do, and you're clearly not of that ilk going, I haven't got time to compete in that, but you've got a passion for it.
I love it. SportsShow2017 was my first national swimming competition and where I won my first medal. Ever since I was 10, I got into it. I got given a message through my primary school, Kilkenny, and they were like, hey, there's a swimming competition on. We know you're a swimmer. Would you like to compete? And yeah, I went and did it and just fell in love with it.
You know how the inter-school swimming carnivals, when I was growing up, they had those, and you'd go, well, I need to go in it because then I don't have to go to class, so that was the main reason for going in it. And you're kind of standing there, I don't know if this happens for you, because you're used to being in the water. So, you know, on a cold day, you're standing there going, I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't know if I really want to jump in.
Yeah.
Has there been a time for you where you've gone, yeah, no, it's too cold, I'm not doing it?
There has been. We train in an outdoor pool during summer, and that doesn't always mean it's going to be warm, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning. So there's a lot of times we're all standing at the edge of the pool like we don't want to do it, and then our coach comes with a hose and starts shooting you. So you're going to get wet either way.
What is the worst part of training for you?
I feel like the worst part would be having to train 9-ish times a week to race maybe once a year in a major meet, and then in a lower meet once a month. I feel like that's the worst.
In our sport, basketball, there's room for margin of error. All coaches and all players don't want to make errors. In yours, the margin is much smaller, especially if it's a 50-metre race.
Yeah.
How much room have you got to make an error?
In a race like the 50-metre, none at all. I don't think really any race you have room to make an error. I just did a 50 breaststroke at Nationals recently, and I just messed up my turn a little bit, and that put me off my PB by 0.3 and cost me a gold medal. So
yeah, so it's pretty expensive.
It's pretty big.
Talk about the turn. You know, we watched the turn. How much time spent on just
practicing the turns? Well, in training, you have to keep coming back. So probably easily 100 turns per session. A lot of time, but it's only 0.5 of the race for a 50, so.
The start always seems important, much time spent.
Start is quite important, quite explosive, quite a lot of technique. It's who gets in the water first and who creates the most speed, so it's
What goes through your mind on the block when you stand? Not so much for practice, but big race. You're talking about, you know, I'm going to swim in Rio, I'm chance for a medal there. What's going through your mind? What was the first time you stood on the block at the Rio Olympics? What was going through your mind?
I tried to block everything out, to be honest. I kind of walked out into this amazing sphere stadium, or oval stadium, and it was just Brazilians going nuts everywhere. It was amazing, and taking a deep breath and hopping up on the block and like just staring down my lane and knowing this is just like any other pool I've raced in. So,
but were you thinking about the pantry?
Not then I wasn't. Not then I wasn't.
Hey, Liam, I really appreciate you coming in, mate. I know you're going to get back to school and do some work. We'll stay in touch. Good luck in December. We'll be really keen to get you back and have a chat so you can tell us all about your medals.
I'd love to.
All right, appreciate your time. Liam Beckwith, our special guest. Stay with us.